Tzaddik, Reb Daniel Shlita. I just want to say one thing, and that is that the 33rd word of the Torah is the word Taiv. The 33rd word of the Torah is the word Taiv, being Merames, that there's a day of all good. That's the 33rd day of the Omer. The Omer is broken up into two parts. There's the first 32 days, which is the Leiv, and then there's the second half of the Omer, which is called Taiv. The 17 days from Lag BaOmer until Schmooze, where a person can strengthen himself in his Taiv. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai told Reb Pinchas ben Yair, if I would have not gone through what I went through, I wouldn't have become who I became. Rabbi say we become the Taiv that we become through the struggles, through the Nisyonos. Taiv ma'oid is the Yetzer Hara. It's the Yetzer Hara because that's what brings out the Taiv inside of us. I wanted to share with you, Rabbi say, just one song. Rabbi Daniel, is it clear? Daniel, is it clear?
Perfect.
We gather today to celebrate a holy day, a special date, a day of great good, to do as we should, our neshamas to elevate. The Tana did go with his son into the cave, together as one. The Torah they learned, the fire it burnt, their faces it shone as the sun. On this day we also can strive to learn from his ways, to grow and to thrive. Lo yamushu mipi v'yizaracho v'zera zaracho ad olam. Reb Shimon has taught us today that toil and effort is that which remains at the end of time. What we all become are the struggles that we had to all overcome. Reb Shimon's the one who sees the good, the Pintaloyed, Neshama so pure. In each of us, the great longing to come close to Hashem. And now, during this time, the events of our life are clearly divine. We must do our part to show Hashem that we really do want to come closer to Him in the schos of the great Tana and all of the hearts of sincere tefillah. May Hashem bring the day of true joy in Yerushalayim.
Unreal, Rabbi Keilson. Thank you so much for those inspiring words. Amazing, amazing. The power of song and the power of a song coming from the Yid, whose words emanate from the heart and emanate from a holy place. Thank you, Rabbi Keilson. Thank you so much for inspiring us. I want to thank Rabbi Keilson for being here. Avi Lachman, thank you for being here. Eli Meir Martin, thank you so much for being here. I want to elaborate, Rabbi Say, before we hear from Yosef Emin, I want to elaborate on Lag Baimer. I want to talk with the Chevra. I want Kalman. We'll get it clear. Jan, is it clear now? Are we clear, Jan? Excellent. Rabbi Say, thank you, Rabbi Keilson. I want to elaborate, Chevra, on Lag Baimer, on this precious yom that Rabbi Keilson sang to us about. I want to elaborate as follows. In Shulchan Aruch, in Siman Tav Tzad Gimel, so it says that on Lag Baimer, it says that we don't get a haircut. Noigin shaloilis staper ad Lag Baimer. Sha'imrim sha'az pasku milamais. On Lag Baimer, the Talmidim of Reb Akiva stopped dying. So there, we're allowed to get haircuts. And the Ramah writes, Umar bin Baiksas Simcha, there's an Indian, a little bit of Simcha to have a Lag Baimer. Vein Imrim by Tachnun, you don't say Tachnun. Even Mincha, the day before Lag Baimer, the Aruch HaShulchan says you don't say Tachnun. It's a day of Simcha. And the question is obvious. And the Pri Chadash asked the question. Many of us in our lives have been bothered by this question. What do you mean Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim stop dying? We all learned the Gemara Yavamas. The Gemara Yavamas taught us that all of Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim were nifter. So what do you mean? What's the simcha? They stopped dying. Ask the Pri Chadash. We lost his whole yeshiva, Rachmanu Litzlan. The whole yeshiva was nifter. And what does it mean? There's a day of simcha. They stopped dying. If there were yidden left over from his yeshiva, it would be very happy. But the Pri Chadash asked, the whole yeshiva was nifter. What is the simcha of Lag Baimer? Answers the Pri Chadash. The simcha of Lag Baimer is that Rabbi Akiva went after such tremendous tragedy, and the yeshiva he built was decimated in a gzeira by Hashem. Rabbi Akiva went and taught 5 new Talmidim. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai was one of them. He taught Reb Meir, Reb Yehuda, Reb Yossi, Reb Shimon, and Reb Lazar ben Shamua. 5 new students. And the simcha of Lag Baimer is Rabbi Akiva's new yeshiva. The Chidah writes that he started learning with his 5 Talmidim on Lag Baimer. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai started learning Torah with his Rebbe. It's an open Chidah. He says, Hischil l'shanais Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Reb Meir, the Reb Yossi, Reb Shimon ben Elazar, Reb Elazar ben Shamua, he says is Yom Lag Baimer. Today, Rabbi Akiva started fresh and taught Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. It's fascinating, Rabbi Say, that Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Pashtus, the Aruch HaShulchan says Reb Shimon Bar Yochai was nifter. He died, and his yahrzeit is Lag Baimer. It's a point of contention. The Chidah speaks about it. In one place, the Chidah writes it's his yahrzeit today. Even the Aruch HaShulchan says Eimrim. They say. He doesn't say it as a fact. It's possibly the yahrzeit of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. It's fascinating, Rabbi Say. The Chidah in one place says that the reason today is known as Reb Shimon Bar Yochai's day, that's for sure it's his day. Today, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai started learning by his Rebbe, Reb Akiva. He was nifter today, quite possibly. For sure, he started learning by his Rebbe, Reb Akiva, on Lag Baimer. It's fascinating. The Gemara Kedushin, Rabbi Say, and Af Lamed Ches, speaks about Melamed, Gemara Kedushin, Shakosh Baruch Hu Yoshev Umimala Shnoiseim Shel Tzadikim. Often tzaddikim die on the same day they're born. Moshe Rabbeinu, ben meya ve'esrim shana anoichi hayom. Moshe Rabbeinu was born Zayin Adar and he was nifter Zayin Adar. And Hashem does this obviously as a sign they filled their tafkid. They die the same day they're born is completion. The tzaddik filled his tafkid. So Moshe Rabbeinu was nifter the day he was born. How fascinating! Reb Shimon ben Yochai was nifter on Lag Baimer, and the day he started with his Rebbe, Reb Akiva, was on Lag Baimer. Reb Volba, when people asked him how old he was, he sometimes would answer the day he met his Rebbe. Reb Shimon ben Yochai was nifter on the day he was born. The day he started learning with Reb Akiva was Lag Baimer. The day of his yahrzeit, Lag Baimer, he was Mimale his tafkid. He was nifter on the day he was born. On the day he began to learn with his Rebbe, Reb Akiva, that is the day Reb Shimon bar Yochai was nifter, representing this same idea, Hashem's Mimale Shnoiseim Shel Tzadikim. He was fulfilled this tafkid. But I want to speak more about this, that Reb Akiva began learning with Reb Shimon bar Yochai on Lag Ba'omer. He began learning with Reb Shimon bar Yochai fascinatingly. That was the day I want to talk about this. We all know the Torah, famously the Torah in Tav Chav Ches says that Lag Ba'omer always falls out on the same day. Lag Ba'omer and Purim always fall out on the same day. You'll remember that Purim, the amazing Purim we had with Yan and the Chevra. Purim was on Yom Shlishi, the third day of the week, the third day, Yom Shlishi l'Shabbos. And of course, Lag Ba'omer is Yom Shlishi. Purim and Lag Ba'omer always coincide, and the Torah says that. The guys know I'm not a 5. If you're a 5, you love like cute, quirky facts. 5s like these type of things, quirks of the calendar. But that's wonderful, but there's obviously the Torah brings it. It's not just a quirk. The Torah says, "B'yom shehaya Purim yiya Lag Ba'omer." Lag Ba'omer will be the same day as Purim. There's obviously a profound message, Rabbi say, and it's obvious, Chevra. It's obvious, Chevra, that Purim, which is a day of Kabbalah Satira, Purim, which is a historic day, Kimu v'Kiblu, Kimu Mashekiblu Kfar, is a day of Kabbalah Satira. Purim, the Jewish people renewed their commitment. Kimu Mashekiblu Kfar. They made a new ischadshus, a new commitment to Torah. Lag Ba'omer is a day Rabbi Akiva began anew. And this is such a powerful day, Rabbi say. This idea that Rabbi Akiva began anew is a tremendous lesson for us, Rabbi say. It's a lesson of never giving up. One, we can't imagine, if we think about it, the crushing blow Rabbi Akiva faced, that his yeshiva was decimated by Yisurim. He lost his yeshiva. And the normalcy to quit, to give up. And Lag Ba'omer represents the Yid's commitment to Limud HaTorah, the Yid's commitment to Messiah's HaTorah, a day of no giving up. All of us know Rabbi Akiva is a tremendous chizuk. Every Yid gains chizuk. We all know the story in Abbas Reb Nassan that Rabbi Akiva at 40 years old began his journey. And Rabbi Akiva is a rallying cry to every Yid not to give up, not to be miyayish. But Rabbi Akiva, what's less widely known is Lag Ba'omer. Lag Ba'omer is the day that he began anew, that the commitment to teach Torah, the commitment to Messiah's Torah, the sense that the Torah and the Yid will always stay married as an eternal relationship, and the sense never chas v'shalom give up. Always know there's a today, and whatever happened yesterday, we have a today to learn Torah, a today to give over Torah. That lesson of giving over Torah and not quitting is built into Lag Ba'omer. It's an extremely important day. It's connected to Purim, which is the Yidden received the Torah at Har Sinai. And then we've had historic dates of new commitment, of fresh commitment to learning Torah, to living Torah. Purim was such a historical day. Kimu Masha Kiblu Kfar, a new Kabbalah Torah, newly invigorated in learning Torah and teaching Torah. Well, Lag BaOmer is an important day where Reb Akiva began anew and had the courage and had the strength to be not to give up and not to quit, but to start anew and to start to teach 5 Talmidim. These 5 Talmidim have changed. Our lives are different. All over Shas, these 5 Talmidim's names are quoted over and over repeatedly in Shas. Today's Daf Yomi had a Shmooze from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, amazing. Today's blot, I believe, had a quote from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. I was learning Harius with my son Hudi, and today we came across a very important concept from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. All over Shas, the Talmidim of Reb Akiva, the 5 new Talmidim, that Reb Akiva began again, and Reb Akiva rebuilt Torah and rebuilt Mussar HaTorah with the 5 new Talmidim. The celebration of that great occurrence is today, is Lag BaOmer. That sense of Ischazkos, of Ri Mechazik, in a beautiful piece, and I've learned this concept with the Olam many years. I was so excited that this sefer that I love from Rabbi Yerucham Levavitz, from Rabbi Yerucham, the Rosh Hashiva, Rabbi Yerucham Olshen, Rabbi Yerucham Olshen, the Heilige Rosh Hashiva of Lakewood. I was excited that Baruch Shekivanti, he brings a lot of this idea in a piece on Lag BaOmer, and we've studied this before, but what I found in that piece is he quoted a line from the Yalkut Me'amlayes, and that was a source I had not seen before. The Yalkut Me'amlayes says, Afa Pisha Kola Teireach. This is a quote from him. Afa Pisha Kola Teireach Ha'atzam. All the overwhelming work, Sheshika B'Talmidav, that Reb Akiva poured into his students, B'chol Yamav, all his life he poured in Kaichos, into his Talmidim, 24,000 Talmidim. He put all his Kaichos, massive strength, massive time, massive effort. Avar Bisman Katzar, and they were nifter the Talmidim. Lo Yisyayish, Reb Akiva didn't give up. V'haisiv laharbitz Torah v'neskaima Torasai. Reb Akiva built, and the Torah we have today is all built. All of Shas is full of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Reb Elazar, all these Reb Yaisi, all these Tanaim. The Torah is built on those whose efforts are born not with Yiyush, no quit, despite difficulties. We look around at the B'nai Torah of today. It's wild that 70 years ago, Klal Yisrael went through what it went through. We're a remarkable people, and our Torah is built on this aspect of never giving up. We will never quit. We could have difficulties. And Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, this great Talmud of Reb Akiva, taught the world, Ashrecha Sharisani B'kach. Fortunate that you saw me, that despite difficulties, and better yet, precisely because of difficulties, brought out my greatness. B'ma'ara surim shamadata. In that rock cave that you stayed, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, Sham kanisa haidcha v'adarecha. There you acquire your precious beauty. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai was zeicha to teach the world. His yard site is on Haid Shebahid, this beautiful day, because he taught the world the beauty of overcoming, the beauty of perseverance, the beauty of steiging and their difficult times. I've been thinking to myself about this situation we find ourselves in, and the schus we're coming together. It's just dream-like. Every day I'm learning with Jan Kaufman. Would I like to learn with him in person? Yes. Would I like to sit there side by side and speak in person? Yes. But this is our Ma'aras Surim. This is our rock cave. And under these conditions that we get together and we learn and we grow, that is the commitment to the Yid. That is the continuity of our Torah. That through difficulties, I won't even want to say despite difficulties, through difficulties. We strengthen our resolve for Torah. We strengthen our resolve for Kirvas Hashem. We acquire a tremendous beauty of overcoming, of showing commitment, of showing our resolve for Hashem and His Torah. And that's specifically Rav Shimon Bar Yochai, who taught our people, Ashrecha Sharisani B'kach, who was a student of Reb Akiva, who taught not to be miyayish, not to quit despite hardships, and began fresh, began anew, and went to teach Torah to his new Talmidim with a tremendous resolve. This is something that is a simcha for Klal Yisrael. It fascinates me that it says in the Shulchan Aruch, the Lashon, that is a simcha ksas. I always was fascinated. He says, Umar b'ksas b'simcha. I always wonder, what's this little simcha? Should I be crazy happy? What's this marbin b'ksas simcha, like a shtickle of simcha? Like I'm trying not to get too, I was wildly excited. We sang beautifully last night. Now, I'm learning with Nafti. I'm very excited. What is this ksas simcha? I want to say that we're human beings. None of us say, yay, hardship, yay. None of us, we're human, and Hashem built us human. Hardships are difficult, but also the realization, the special beauty that is the Jewish people, the resolve, the determination to grow. There's a sense, people call now, how are you doing? I mamish understand the ksas simcha. I actually have a nice simcha. I'm aware it's been difficult. People lost their jobs. I'm aware that we lost Heilige Yidden, precious Yidden we lost. I'm aware they're Chayla Yisrael. But I'm also seeing beauty to watch daily Abi Wolaski sit with grandma and come to study Torah. We're seeing beauty. We're seeing precious things to sit together and grow and learn and fight through. I mamish understand this Inyan, ksas simcha, marbin by ksas simcha, there's a shtickle of simcha. There's an underlying joy of Reb Akiva rebuilding. Can we say it's an unrestrained, crazy celebration? There was a lot of tzaros. Reb Akiva's first initial yeshiva were b'tzar for it. But amidst the tzar, we see such an underlying beauty, such an underlying resolve. We see such a lesson of resilience, of being resilient people, of being people that don't easily give up. This is our commitment to Torah. This is our commitment to Hashem. We will never stop. We will never be discouraged. We will never say, I can't and I won't. We can face difficulties and serious difficulties, real difficulties that we acknowledge and we know. I'm always fascinated, Rabbi say, the way a Yid works. We just go from days of mourning, we go to such interesting, we've just switched. We went from days we're all growing our hair, we haven't listened to music, and we explode into Lag BaOmer. Minhag Yisrael is holy. The Jewish people's customs are holy. And it's not stam like we switch gears. Amidst the challenges, there's so many beautiful things to celebrate. And we can and do jump into some music. To this ksas simcha, marbin by ksas simcha. We jump into a day specifically through our difficulties. We see an immense resolve. We see the opposite, no yeyush. And Rabbi Akiva, who taught us, is such an important part of Torah Shabbal Peh, taught us this from his very life, his very essence. Rabbi Akiva taught us not to quit, both in beginning at a later time to learn Torah, and then after having his yeshiva and all his tircha decimated, it would have been easy to say, I gave it my best shot. I tried, and certainly Rabbi say it mattered that he taught Torah. It mattered that he taught, but he could have said, I gave effort, I gave great effort, but no. He wasn't miyayish. He began fresh. He began new when he went to Rabbi Seinu Shebedarim and he taught Torah. And a massive amount of the Torah we have today is from Rabbi Akiva. Shemi Schiller quoted Kol Yisrael B'nai Malachim. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai in today's daf said every Yid Every Yid is a Ben Melech. Every Yid is precious. Was Pashut from today, from Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, today, this message, Rabbi say, of the value of a Yid and never quitting. Yesterday's frustration, yesterday's difficulty. Yesterday, it appears we didn't have all the successes we want, but today we begin again with new strength, with new energy, with new commitment. I think like Lag BaOmer is always precious. I want to be honest, that it's hit me in a way that it never hit me in my life before, never before. Amidst the situation, I'm thinking a lot about the 12th grade of Yeshiva. I'm thinking about the 10th and 11th, and we're facing all our challenges in this matziv. Lag BaOmer never resonated in my life like it does today. Rabbi Akiva was teaching me today, the murmuring and screaming, the kever. He's teaching today, Rabbi Akiva, and he's teaching a Yid with great energy, push forward. There's a sense, certainly we've been in our caves in our Ma'aras Surim a little while now, in our own bunkers, our own form of Ma'aras Surim. We've been in for a little while. Let's resolve with greater strength, with greater effort. Pick up the atmosphere. Tell good jokes to each other, chevra. Pick up the happiness, more savlanus, more understanding of each other. Let's, Rabbi say, find superhuman kaiches on this day that Rabbi Akiva taught us. Don't give up. Put more energy. Fight harder. Fight stronger on this precious day. It's just a tremendous, tremendous day to re-energize. So it's a good segue, Rabbi say. We're Zoich in Ar Chabura to a beautiful Ben Torah. Rev Yosef Mammon is somebody who is, I say on Yosef Mammon, that one of the greatest praises I heard in my life is the eulogy for Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. Nasa Adam Nemar Bavurecha. When it said, let us make man, God was thinking about you, Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. I want to say that every yeshiva has a Nasa Adam. Every family has a sense, let us make man. Let's together steig, every yeshiva, and of course in our yeshiva, we want all different types. But the sincerity of this Ben Torah, of this younger man, him and his wife, their tremendous sincerity, the way they embody values of Torah, Yosef learns it and lives it, and understands it well and applies it to his life. It's my pleasure, really, two beautiful families that merged. The Klein Mishpacha and the Mammon Mishpacha, two precious, sincere homes. It's my honor to ask Yosef to share on this Lag BaOmer Divrei Torah with the Chevra. Let me go to Yosef. Yosef, I'm coming. Let me find Yosef. Yosef Zaid is here. I am excited. Yosef, I'm coming. I will. Yosef, I see you. You're unmuted, Yosef. Excellent. Yosef? Yosef Naaman, you're unmuted. I think. Let me try again. I apologize for the little delay, Yosef. I will find you. Yosef, I'm sorry. He's behind. Yosef, you're unmuted. Try now. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yosef. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
The floor is all yours.
All right. So I didn't want to be like too random, and I didn't really have such a good connection, but it's, you want to like speak about the day, not just like a random thing. But Rabbi made the Sushtel to Purim, so I'll connect it at the end a little bit. But I just wanted to speak about a Gemara in Brachos. The Gemara in Brachos on Daf Ches. Just quickly read a little bit of the Gemara. The Gemara says, Gadol hanenim yagia, yosim Yerushalayim. It's better to toil than to have Yerushalayim. The Gemara says, the Iugav Yerushalayim Psiv. If a person has Yerushalayim, the Pasuk says, Ashe ish Yeres Hashem. praiseworthy man that has Yerush Hashem. But someone that toils, he'll be able to eat. Not only is he praiseworthy, it also says the word tov. And he'll have the tov, he'll have that relationship, the everlasting thing, olam haba. The guy that just has Yerushalayim, he doesn't toil, it doesn't say the tov on that person. So all the Mefarshim are bothered by a simple question. If one guy just toils and he's a rotten guy and he's making millions and he has no Yerushalayim, no awareness of Hashem, and the other guy has awareness, how can we say a statement like that? It's better to toil than have Yerushalayim. And if the guy has both, then it's Pashut. So what's going on? So the Marshal there says a Pshat in Brachos. He says, based on the Gemara in Tainus on Chapei, he says, Bar Dosa, he wasn't working, so he ate up all his merits in this world. And it's a hard Pshat to understand, so I just want to say a different Pshat of the Tzach. The Tzach says this Pshat, and he says it can't be the correct Pshat. He says, as a kid, we used to say this as a joke. He says it's Milat B'dechusa. It can't really be what the Gemara is trying to tell us. So the Tzach says that Pshat is based on the Rambam in Pirush Mishnayos. The Rambam says that there's two types of people. There's a Chassid, and then there's a Kovishas Yitzro. There's a Kovishas Yitzro. The guy doesn't really understand how Geshmak Yiddishkeit is. Like Rabbi Keilson always says, a martyr. And he serves Hashem because one day he's heard from the Zaidi that there's something called Olam Haba, and it sounds good. So he serves Hashem, but he doesn't really give him a sipuk. He doesn't understand how good it is for him in this world. And the Chassid's the opposite. The Chassid could be from experiences or just he learned that Yiddishkeit's the most geschmack thing for me now. It's not about one day I'll get schar. It's so fun in this world to live a life of Eved Hashem. Last night, the songs, the Storch was singing that song, Geschmack to be a Yid, and I really felt it was such a nice, like the whole night was really nice, and all these things we had the poems, all these things, but you really feel such a pride to be part of a chabura. People could compliment each other, and it's so exciting, not just the Torah, and we learned a lot, but everything, the singing in it. And he says that a chassid understands that it's good for him now. So he says that's part of this Gemara. It's better to toil for Yerushalayim than just have Yerushalayim. Because the guy that toils for Yerushalayim, it's also the tovach. It's a real relationship to Hashem because he enjoys it. If a person would just do something for his wife with a friend, there's no real relationship over there because you're not living the relationship. It's not geschmack to you. Your wife doesn't want you to check off, here's the flowers. She wants a nice note. I love you. I want to give this to you because you do so much for me. I appreciate you. So if a person appreciates this relationship and it's geschmack for him and you could show that to Hashem, then it says v'tovach on that type of person. Person that has a relationship. Tov, Rabbi Keilson says, is a relationship. Lo tov yasad b'vado. And tov, the Mefarshim say tov means something that's enduring, that's forever. So to have that relationship. And just the Tzah says one more pshat in the Avos, we've been learning it, but it's on the first parak behind. The Tzah says, don't alti kavadan hamisham as harab al minas l'kapel pras. He says there are people that serve Hashem al minas. One day it will be good for me in Olam Haba. He says don't be that person. Says another chapter, Tzchar mitzvah. The best thing in the world is a mitzvah. I saw Ben Yoad the other day, the Gemara in Shabbos. He says that a mitzvah comes from the word motzeitz. In Hebrew, motzeitz is a passive, something you suck on. And he says that mitzvah is like the most delicious thing. A person just wants to suck on until the last thing. Like you give a kid a little candy, he's sucking the wrapper, he's sucking the stick. He just wants every last bit of it. And that's what really Yiddishkeit should be. It should be geschmack for us, and it should be something that we want. There's the Magid says something like that, but just one more thought. We say also, we were singing last night, Kati, my king, and the word king, melech, as opposed to moshel, the Gra says that a melech is something that we want. We decide we like this guy, we want him to be our king. He's so good for us. And a moshel, someone that dictates us. And we could make people into moshelim over us by not wanting their ruler over us. But a king, when we accept it and we say, wow, this is the most amazing relationship, and this guy takes care of me, and we have a boss, but it's amazing that's the relationship that we want. Tati, my king, to have a melech, and we realize how geschmack it is. And really that's like, I guess, the point, to try to get like a geschmack out of mitzvos and avodas Hashem, and just make it fun for us and our kids and our families, that we're just living. This is the most enjoyable thing. So I said I'll make a sushtal Purim because Rabbi Kalish connected the days already. I didn't have to do it, but once Rabbi said it was a good sushtal. So I saw something. I was getting nervous. Rabbi said Rabbi Yerucham, but Rabbi said Rabbi Yerucham Olshin. I saw Rabbi Yerucham Levovitz on Purim. He says that on Purim, there was a Kabbalah Satorah, but that one was Kapaleim Harkegigis. And he explains that Kapaleim meant that there was so much das, it was so clear to us that we had to accept the Torah. It was sort of bar karchach. And the second time by Purim, it was more like from our guf, that we understood it was geschmack for us. It wasn't a sophisticated type of relationship. We just chapped. It was so geschmack, this relationship, and we wanted. He says that's how we get drunk on Purim. We get rid of the das, and this relationship to, like Rebbe was saying, there's a new Kabbalah Torah. It's like this connection by Purim to this day, but I guess leading up to Shavuos and the Kabbalah Torah, we should all be zocha to really try to work on it, to be mamach Hashem, and to appreciate the relationship and realize how good it is for us, and try to really get a hana and a mitzitza, try to like grab onto mitzvahs and enjoy them. I think it's a good way to go into Kabbalah Torah. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Yosef. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful words. Thank you, Yosef Mammon. Beautiful. The Torah that Yosef can share, so articulate, clear, delicious. It draws us in and makes us want to grab on to those precious words. Thank you, Rav Yosef. It means a lot that you shared with us. Appreciate it tremendously. I want to thank Yosef Sandler, has been on consistently, and the schus to learn together this whole year has just been magical. Thank you, Yosef. Thank you, Simcha Spern, for constantly being here. It means a lot, Simcha. I want to share, Rabbi say, to close out, I want to share words from Reb Yerucham Olshin, like Yosef quoted. He did say, some of this piece that we had learned together in previous years, I saw in his sefer, and I want to share something that he says to close out. He brings the Gemara Baba Basra, and he talks about Bayaz. Bayaz lived to a very old age. Bayaz lived to 300 years old. And Bayaz had many, many kids, and all his children were nifter in his lifetime. Bayaz, at 300 years old, all his children passed away. And at the age of 300 years old, Bayaz married Rus. And we all know from Rus, Mashiach comes. And I want Rabbi say, we're learning Torah. We want Rabbi say, we want a sophisticated Torah. And we're learning Torah together. There's a lot, we all yearn for Mashiach. But please, let's get sophisticated, my friends. Mashiach is not this magical thing that comes in a vacuum. Mashiach is a process of Geulah. Mashiach's not this, we're not watching a movie. There's a life of service to Hashem, and there's something called Geulah that we are shaykh to, and shaykh to work on Geulah. We daven for Mashiach, and we're tzipisa Yeshua. We hope for salvation. I want to explain Mashiach to the Chevra. To explain Mashiach, you have to know the story of Bayaz. Bayaz was 300 years old, and all his kids died. They all were nifter. And he marries Rus. He builds again, committed again to building. And from that union comes Mashiach. David HaMelech ultimately comes from that union, and Mashiach comes from that union. And the lesson is that Geulah, to be a person shaykh to Geulah, we need that midah of not quitting. That brings Mashiach. Bayaz's determination. This is a huge part of our story. The story of Purim, when there are obstacles, there was a Haman, there was tremendous gzeiros on the Jewish people, and we survived. and we recommitted and we're mechazik ourselves. There was a Reb Akiva who lost many Talmidim, who lost the whole yeshiva, and he was re-mechazik himself and rebuilt and taught Torah. There was a Boaz who was an old man, and all his sons and daughters passed away, and he rebuilt the Erev al Tanach Yodcha in the evening, even after much work and much frustration sometimes. Don't let go. With a new resolve, a new commitment, Boaz rebuilds. This is a huge part of our Messiah. This is a Geulah, Rabbi say, that a person is acting like somebody worthy of Geulah. We can say Tzipisa Yeshua if we're somebody who tells suit to this midah of Boaz, never quit, never give up, new resolve. It says about Churban Beis Hamikdash, V'noi Shantem, we got old. The mashmois was there was a quit. Kisoyled banim uvnei banim v'noi shantem. You turned old. You turned slow down. Stop being optimistic. Stop being vibrant. Stop hoping. Boaz at 300 years old stayed young. He stayed young, fresh, and believed that it was shaykh to build. We spoke last night of Charlotte Taken. The world, many people speak a lot about the destructive forces of the world. But if you believe that destruction is possible, believe that it's possible to build. This year, the message of Lag BaOmer, the message of Reb Akiva, the message of Reb Shimon ben Yochai, we can build. We can go forward with great determination, with great strength and great courage, and build and create and generate an energy and generate avodas Hashem and serve Hashem with passion. Efshar l'taken. This year, this message of Lag BaOmer is hitting me like no other year before. I thank the guys so much for coming on and for learning Torah, that we're learning Torah together. Efshar l'taken. This specific Torah. I want to see, we'll see if Matt Levin, I think he was away today. I believe he was away today. I would love, let's see Rabbi say. Yosef Casper, I'm unmuting you. Do you have a siddur handy, Yosef?
A siddur?
Yeah, a siddur. If you had those words of Maishav Tov Yashavta, I wish you could sing that to the Chevra. It's in Friday night. If you have a bench or even, it's Friday night. The Zmiris of Leil Shabbos in many benchers. The Bar Yochai song is there.
I got a siddur. Would it be at the same place Friday night?
It usually is there. Is it there, Yosef?
Let's see. So I'm by Friday night here after Kiddush. Yeah, I see it.
If you give us the Maishav Tov Yashaft, I need to sing those words. The Ma'aras Surim Shamadet Hasham Kanisa Vadorecha. If you give us that whole piece of the Bar Yochai, I would so appreciate, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I want to do it. I just got to figure out, like, what's his tune? Is this the tune? Like
that's
that one?
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I've never sang this before, I don't think, but
no, but
I'll
this
try to
one,
wing it.
I assure nobody's judging, and you're jumping in.
I'm just fighting. All right. So that one, Tov Yashavta, that's the third one. Okay. Or whatever. The second one.
That one, yeah.
All right. Ba'yachai, Ma'ishav Tov Yashavta, Yoim Anasta, Yoim Asher Barachta, B'me'oras Turim She'amadeta, Sham Kanisa, Chavada Rewachai, Ba'yachai, Mshachto Ashrecha, Shemen Sawasai Mechaverechai, Ba'yachai, Mshachto Ashrecha, or Sham Kanisa, Tov Yashavta,
That was perfect. Perfect. You excellent, Yosef. Excellent. Rev Ezi, do you have a siddur handy, Rev Ezi?
Yeah, wait, I need to unmute myself.
You're unmuted. Do you have a siddur there? Could you do that, Bar Yechai, that stanza again? Yosef, you nailed it. I love when B'nai Torah sang this one, Yosef. In yeshiva, we do it about 100, 150 times a Lag B'omer. Nobody get nervous. We all have days to get to. Rev Ezi, if you would share it with the Chaver, Rev Ezi.
Yo, I went to get a sitter.
Thank you. Thank you. Leil Shabbos. Moishav Tov Yashavta.
Leil, that's where you'll find it. I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not. It's Leil's. Whatever. Hold on.
If I was able to sing,
I got it.
I would sing Moshe Storch's song about turning the pages, that brilliant song, but I can't do it, Rev Ezi. Take it away, Rev Ezi.
Hoy chavadorech hoy vay hoy hoy shachta shrecha shemen soy me chaverecha vay hoy nim shachta shrecha shemen soy me. Moshe Storch volunteered. Our Moshe Storch. He just volunteered to try the song.
We're making like people are going to anoint. I'm worried guys are going to go running from their screens. Shmuley Schlesinger, do you have a siddur handy?
Hi, Rabbi.
Do you have a siddur?
I definitely do have a siddur. I think I've heard it over 150 times a year. I think I might have it down pat.
Let's go. You sing beautifully, but if you were off key, it's the mensch. It's the mensch. These words fit a beautiful person. Please sing this great eulogy on Reb Shem Bar Yochai.
Rabbi, the problem is I'm never going to come on the share again. I finally got unmuted. I'm good. I'm set for life. Hoy bar yochai, moishav tov yashavta, yoim nasta, yoim asher barachta, b'ma'isurim she'amadeta, sham kanisa, im chavadarecha, bar yochai, nimshachta ashrecha, shemen tzasayin mechavodecha, Bar yochai nimshachta ashrecha, shemen tzasayin mechavodecha.
I wish on Zoom, that was gorgeous, Shmuley. If it would work, I would unmute everybody in yeshiva over and over. Sham kanisa, Sham kanisa. Let's hear Mayor. Let's see if Mayor Davidson, that beautiful Ben Ter from Eretz Yisrael. Mayor, do you have a siddur handy?
Yeah, it's funny, Rabbi's putting me on the spot. I just forgot where I put my siddur in. Could we hear from Yitzchak Shalom?
Okay, it's a deal. I'm going to put Yitzchak Shalom. Let's hear Yitzchak Shalom do it. I'm going right to him. Thank you, Mayor. And Reb Ezi anointed my storch. If I'd be quicker to the draw, but a lot of people are turning off. They're nervous. Thank you, Zevi Kluger, for being here. Let me find Yitzchak Shalom. Menachem Snyder I found. So I'll look while Menachem. Menachem, do you have a siddur handy?
We have a siddur? 1 second. I think we can arrange something.
If you had a siddur while you sang it, we'd love to listen to you. The Moishav Tov Yashavta, Menachem.
Which part? Where do I find it in the siddur?
It's Friday night. Zmiris for Friday night. You can get it also. Most benchers have it in Zmiris for Leil Shabbos.
I don't know. I only got feeling Sadarach here.
Oh, you're in a car. You should have a safe trip. Thank you for always being on the Zooms and adding so much ruach. Thank you. Yitzchak Shalom, you're unmuted.
I'm looking for it. I think I'm going to find it in a second.
Excellent. It's Leil. It's from the Friday night davening, and it should be Friday night, after Friday night davening. Seder Leil Shabbos.
It's in Zmiris, right?
Yes. After Tzor Mishaloi. I see a lot of
I'm using an art.
Zooms, Yitzchak Shalom, are hiding all the Siddurim in their house. So, thank you for the lipshus for being here. Did you find the Yitzchak Shalom?
Oh, I think I have it here. Nope, I don't have it. My siddur after Tzor Mishaloi is blank. There's nothing here. I don't know. I'm using an art school siddur. It's not here.
Really?
Yeah, an art school Shabbos siddur I'm using, and it's not. Seder Lil Shabbos, Tzor Mishaloi, and after it's just benching.
Wow. Thank you for trying. Just to speak to you and to hear you is kedai too, Yitzchak Shalom. We'll get to hear it. I thank the guys so much for joining. There's somebody on now named Shlomo Franklin, a good friend of all of ours. I'm going to ask Shlomo publicly if he'll come sing for us, maybe tomorrow, the next day. I'm going to unmute you, Shlomo Franklin, in a second. Let me see if I can find him to ask him if he'll sing. I'm going to get Be'ezer Hashem. We'll hear Shlomo one day this week. I thank very, very much. Shlomo, you're unmuted.
Hi, Rabbi.
How are you?
Great, how are you?
Thank you for being on, Shlomo. Is it shaykh we can have you sing a song either tomorrow or the next day?
Sure.
Excellent. So coming tomorrow, if I can hear you tomorrow, why would I wait for Thursday? So Wednesday, well, Shlomo, is that shaykh?
Of course, yeah.
Thank you, Shlomo. With it, guitar and all, Shlomo.
I'll do my best.
To see you is amazing. Thank you. I love you, Shlomo.
I love you too, Rabbi.
Amazing. It means so much that you're here, Shlomo. Thank you. Bring the guitar and all. Tomorrow, maybe we'll even do it before we share Divrei Torah. I want to hear Shlomo. So coming attractions tomorrow around 2:05, Shlomo. The floor is yours. Give us a good song from the heart. One of yours.
Okay.
Thank you, Shlomo. Rabbi, have an outstanding day. Everybody should have a wonderful day. We'll learn back to Avos tonight, Be'ezer Hashem at 8:30. Tomorrow at 2 we'll learn, and we'll get to hear Shlomo Franklin early. Have a wonderful and a good Yom Tov. After today now, it's a good Yom Tov. Have a wonderful day, Rabbi Say. Kol Tov.